Hey everyone! In a previous video, I showed how I came up with the SQL injection payload to get access to the login and password of all users on this web application I set up in my lab. Today I'm going to show you how to protect yourself in a simple and effective way against different types of injection attacks and other web attacks that hackers try using crafted requests on a site or web application. Basically what I'm going to do is to add a layer of protection between the web application and whoever tries to access it. That layer will be a WAF or Web Application Firewall that I can host locally so I don't have to rely on a cloud service. And the firewall I chose is... Today's video is sponsored by SafeLine. SafeLine is a web application firewall that you can install and host locally instead of relying on a cloud service. It's known for its semantic detection engine, which makes configuration much easier while offering high accuracy and detection rates and still maintaining a very low false positive rate. It protects against web attacks like SQL injection and cross-site scripting, but also defends against bots, DDoS, brute force attacks, and so on. The SafeLine team is very active and supportive on Discord and GitHub. By the way, at the moment it's the most starred open source WAF on GitHub, and the coolest part is that they offer a live online demo you can try right away. SafeLine has a free version, and if you want to unlock more features with the Lite and Pro plans, you can use my referral code to get some discount. I've dropped the code and all the links in the video description. First, what we need to do is to update our packages, so type sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get upgrade. I had already done it earlier, so it was quick, but it might take longer if it's been a while since your last update. Now the thing is, SafeLine is very easy to install, it's just one command, but it depends on Docker and Docker Compose to run, and the hardest part is actually installing those packages. So first let's check if we already have Docker and Docker Compose installed. First run docker-version, then docker compose version. Here I don't have it installed, so it shows up like this saying the command was not found. If in your case you see Docker version 20.10.14 or higher and Docker compose 2.0.0 or higher, check my next chapter, install SafeLine, below the video in the description, and you can skip straight to it, alright? Moving on now, to install Docker. First we need to install these three packages, so go ahead and type sudo apt-get install CA certificates curl gnupg. This way we install all three packages at once. To install Docker, we need to verify the package's signature to protect ourselves and avoid downloading anything malicious or from an untrusted source. So first we are going to create a directory to save docker-ce-cli key. So type sudo install -m 0755 -d and in the directory which is /etc/apt/keyrings. Now in that directory we will add Docker's official GPG key. Guys, the command here is a bit long, but I will explain it for you and I will put the commands in the video description so you can copy them from there. Basically first we download the key using curl, and here I use the pipe to send the key directly into this other command that converts it to the format we need and saves it in the directory we created earlier. Now we need to give read permission to that key, so type sudo chmod a+r and then the path to the key, so will be /etc/apt/keyrings/docker.gpg. Now we need to add the Docker repo so it can update the packages whenever we run sudo apt-get update. For this we use this echo here, which will add that quoted text into a file. You'll be able to copy this command, but we'll probably need to change this part right here. See this Debian bookworm? That's because I'm using Kali Linux 2025.1 and that's the package that works for my system. You need to change this part to match the Linux distro you are using. To do that, you can open this link in your browser. Here it goes up to the /Linux part. Then you'll find these available distros. So for example, my Kali Linux is under Debian, dists, and here I can see the bookworm. If you're using Ubuntu, for example, go into Ubuntu, dists, and there you'll find the Ubuntu code names. So for example, 2204 would be Jammy and 2404 would be Noble. So for example, in the command you would replace Debian and bookworm with Ubuntu and Noble, alright? But the command doesn't stop there. We add a pipe here and use T to pass the echo output into this file, and thus adding the Docker repo to our list. If you look at the output here, you see that on the screen it replaced that arch variable with my architecture, which is AMD64. It will automatically fill that correctly for you as well. Now we run sudo apt-get update, this time to also fetch the Docker packages. Now let's install everything we might need for Docker. Sudo apt-get install docker-ce, docker-ce-cli, container.io, docker-buildx-plugin, docker-compose-plugin. Now let's confirm the versions. Docker-version, docker-compose version. Alright, it's all good. After all that folks, if we go to the SafeLine documentation, you find this command. We literally install SafeLine just by running this command. It basically downloads and runs a bash script, but it needs sudo at the beginning, okay? So don't forget to add sudo before you hit enter. Then here I type 1 and press enter to choose the install option. And here I just leave it blank and press enter to install it in the default directory. And now it's going to start installing. And guys, if you made it this far in this video, it's probably helping you or you are enjoying it in some way. So please leave a like, subscribe, comment. It really helps the channel a lot so I can keep bringing more content for you. And thanks so much to everyone who's been supporting me so far. Alright, installation is done. It gave us this default username and password, which you can change later, and also this IP address here, which is where we will access the interface. So I'll open it here on Firefox. Don't worry about this warning, it's just because we just installed it and I haven't set up any certificates yet. If you are running it in a production server, you can install your certs for it, but that's a topic for another video. Here I'll just click to accept and continue. Now of course let me read the whole license. Done, accept. Then the username and password are those from the terminal. And here we are, inside our firewall. Now I need to place the firewall in front of my web application. So I go to Applications and click Add Application. Here in Domain, I'll put the IP of my firewall. Again guys, let's skip certs for now. Domain names and SSL certs are topic for another video. Then in upstream, it's the IP and port of my web app. So here, to access my web app, I use 127.0.0.1 on port 3000. It works, so I'll put that in the upstream field. Then application name is just a name for your app. Here I'll write Juice Shop, which is the name of mine. Then click submit to confirm, and now it shows up here. Now I'll try running that attack again. And look, it was blocked and I didn't even need to configure any firewall rule. Now, something really cool about this firewall that I recommend you try as well is visiting SafeLine's public demo, click on attacks, and you will see all the attacks that hit this demo off. And under logs, you can open the detail and check the request, the payload, the IP address. Really cool, isn't it? You can browse through and see what kind of payloads people are trying. And you can also simulate your own attack against the demo to test. To do that, open the host and port from a request in your browser. So here demo.waf on port 10084, and here you can type your own payload at the bottom or test one of the presets at the top. Let's try SQL injection again. Blocked. And right here in the URL you can see the payload that was used. Guys, if you like this content, remember to like this video to support the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, and see you next video.